Hello world, welcome. My name is Luann Pygott, and today I just was hit with an inspiration of what I want to do today for makeup. So I hadn't done it. I've been doing some baking, lots of fun baking. If you want to watch me bake on live, I did some earlier. I'll do some again a little bit later, and I'm going to cook tomorrow as well. So if you want to be in my kitchen, we're going to be doing that today and tomorrow. But I'm going to do my makeup now because, like I said, I've been trying to decide, what will I do? What will I do? What will I do? I just was hit. Boom, with inspiration. So it's going to be fun. So I'm going to do primer spray. And then I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to do something, what shall we call this? Local? Regional. There we go. I think regional. That's what I'm going to do. Had to have a good word for it. Okay, so I'm going to do, actually I'm not even going to do that because I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my foundation with brush number 18. I'm just going to put a little on my forehead. I have deep lines here on my forehead, so I try to keep minimal foundation on there so we don't get it in the lines. This foundation will not settle into fine lines and wrinkles, but those are not fine lines. Those are deep troughs. So what do you do if you have that issue? Put very little on. Very little on. And then you can also bake, which means take some of your translucent powder, like a whole lot of your translucent powder, a whole lot. Make sure it's all nice and smooth and press it on where those lines are and let it sit there and absorb the moisture out of your makeup, and then it will not crease. And I mean put a ton on. You're just going to let it temporarily sit there like that, 10 minutes or so. And then while that is a-sitting, we're going to finish the rest. And then I am going to put a Christmas tree, and I'm saying tree like that because I'm going to do something different, on my face. What on earth are we talking about? Like I sort of came up with this idea like, oh, that's what I need to do right there. What I need to do right there. Something I haven't done. Like last year, year before, I don't want to do this the same thing. What can I do different? Even though you may not have seen it last year or the year before, that's okay. So my house smells like sour cream pound cake. I still have to make sugar cookies and oatmeal cookies. I'll be doing that later. Sugar cookie dough is made and is sitting in the refrigerator because it's got to chill. So that's where that's at. So I'm going to make sugar cookies, oatmeal cookies. I've got Oreo balls and I've got sour cream pound cake. Okay, so there we go. All done with the foundation. Then we're going to do Concealer Zero, which is this one here. And we are going to do brush number 4. I ate an Oreo ball. It's really good. But that's why my throat's like, like that now. Stuff like that sticks in my throat. It just does. It's an issue. Concealer Zero, brush number 4. And then I'm going to do, I am still going to do this right here. Take away the lines. It really doesn't take away the lines. It takes away the appearance of the lines, so you cannot see them. It takes away the shadow. Take away the shadow. See, like right here where you see this line, and right here, because it's a dark shadow. You take away the dark shadow, you won't see the line as well. It like pops that right out. It's an amazing trick. Put this here above the Cupid's bow. Kind of like that. Down the nose. I'm not really contouring today because I'm going to draw something on my face and the contour would sort of kind of be in the way. Then we're going to do concealer. Hi! Merry Christmas to you, Marie. We're almost there. I am baking. My house smells so good right now. It smells like cake. Sour cream pound cake. That is cooling on the counter right now. I also made some Oreo balls, but you don't even have to cook those, so you don't really smell those. But they taste good. So I'm just doing a little fun Christmas makeup called a Christmas tree, sort of. So what does that mean? You will see soon. But first I'm going to do the regular makeup. So I never did do my makeup earlier today. Because I've been trying to decide, what do I want to do? What do I want to do that's kind of different? And not just what everybody does and what everybody has seen. And, inspiration hit me. Although, I will tell you, I have no picture. I have no picture of this. It's in my head. It's just a thought. I don't have a picture of this being done as makeup, although it probably has been. I'm sure it has been. And had I searched for it, I'm sure I could have found it. But I don't want to be much later because I have a Zoom call tonight, so I don't want to be late for that. Actually, my team is having kind of a Zoom party. I definitely don't want to be late for a party. I don't get to do much partying. So I'm excited to go to even a Zoom party. And you think, yes, this COVID is keeping everybody from partying. Yeah, it is. But I've been living alone for 8 years. I haven't partied for 8 years. You think it's bad being because of COVID? No, I've been living this way for 8 years. And you're alone. You have no money to go anywhere. You have nobody to go anywhere with. You sit at home. Yeah, I could still go somewhere if it was free. But I don't really want to. By myself? I'm not scared to go places by myself. It's just not as fun when you don't have somebody to share it with. It's just not. I do go some places, but this year that everybody else has been experiencing has pretty much been my life for the last 8 years. Isn't that I can't go out. I can. I just kind of don't. I've gone to movies by myself. I do sometimes go with friends, if they're available. I had a friend I was going to movies with all the time. She moved. Then I found another, but like I say, they're not always available. Of course, nobody's been going to movies. Nobody's been going to movies lately. And like I said, my life didn't change a whole lot. It was already kind of this way. All right, so there we go. Now let's put on our translucent powder mixed with... So it's in a way, it's a little bit, I don't know, shall we say eye-opening to me. To hear the news talk about, we all having such a hard time. And I'm not belittling it, because we are. But to say we're having such a hard time, we're all isolated, we're all this, we're all that, and it's not good for people's emotions and whatever, it's true. But I'm like, but I've been this way. Kind of been living this way. Welcome to my, it's a song. Welcome to my world. It is a song. Old song. I don't remember the rest of the words. Welcome to my world. Yeah, this has been my world. And yes, it's partly my fault, because I could still, I could get in my car and go out. I just don't want to. You don't just lose the ability when you're alone. You don't lose the ability to go out. You lose the desire. Because, why? By myself? That's just... Even though I'm actually a loner. But if I'm going to be a loner, I'm going to sit at home. If I want to go out, I want people to talk to. And it's just, I just don't like to, I don't want to go to movies by myself or parties by myself. I want people. I want a companion. That's what I want. Haven't had one for 8 years because he left. And I don't want him back. But I want somebody. I would like somebody. And I am ready for 2021. Come on, 8 years is long enough to wait. I'm ready for 2021 to be my year of finding a good person to live with. I mean to marry. Not actually just live with, but to be my lifelong companion. That's what I'm looking for. A new husband. A good one. This time. A good one. All right, so let's do, blush. Do I want to do blush? Where I'm going to do my, I think I do. I'm going to do real light blush. Because I'm doing, let's do, which one do I want to do? Let's do Keen number 4, because I just want, it's this one. I just want to do real light, because I don't want to take away from my picture, my tree. And like I say, I'm not doing contour. I could, I suppose. So I think I'm going to go ahead also and take this baking off of my forehead. That's what baking is. It's slapping some powder on wherever you want to not have creasing. So you brush it off. And then you go back with your regular amount of powder and do the whole whole forehead. So what that did is it dried out the moisture out of my, hi, how are you doing? It took the moisture out of my foundation right here. So it will no longer crease in those lines. If you don't have deep lines like that, this will not crease on you at all. If you do find it's creasing, cut back on how much foundation you use. You don't need much of this. And then put some powder right there to bake and it will be fine. You just have to know the techniques and not put too much on. Okay, so let's do Cream Boat number 38. Right there. I got to figure out what colors I'm going to use here too. I may get out another palette and try that. Let's try that. Let's see what I got. But I need some green. Keep ringing, happy holidays. That's not my key. To you. Okay, so let's get brush 14. That was brush 7. Brush number 14 is the angled brow brush. And we're going to see if we still have any. If we still have any in here, we can squirt out. There we go. Oh, we did it. Oh, we still have some. This one's almost empty. And that is setting spray, Oil Strike for oily skin. And I'm going to use number 28, Ashen for Trouble. And we're just going to quickly do my brows. And I'm just going to see if I can figure out kind of how I want to do this here. Hopefully it doesn't look ridiculous. Just had this idea of what to do for like a, shall we say, a regional Christmas tree. And see if we can make that work. Ah, that was too low. Too low. I'll fix it. I'm trying to zip through this, and sometimes when you're in a hurry, I'm trying to zip through the brows. You kind of sort of miss, so it's like I get way too fat right there. So what do you do when that happens? Oh dear, I'll show you. Very easy to fix. Trying to make them the same. But see how much fatter that is there than there? All right, so we take brush number 6, this one right here, and I'm going to take, oh, let's see, where are you? There you are. Got to get the other palette. This is Concealer 2, which is my skin tone. So what this is basically is the whiteout of the makeup world. Corrector, it's corrector. So you go here because, see, this concealer is actually 62% pigment and can cover tattoos. So if it can cover tattoos, it can cover eyeshadow. So you just kind of fix it. And try to even them up till you get them how you want them. You can actually do that one too. Look, you wouldn't even know. Wouldn't even know. And that is actually how professional makeup artists fix it. So if you think, oh, I could never do that. Oh, yeah, you can just blotch it like that. Sure you can. You can totally blotch it, just like I just did. You think you can't do that? Give it a try. So then when it's all blotched, fix it. Concealer. All fixed. Do not have to be that perfect to do this at all. You don't have to be perfect. If you think, I would love to do what you're doing, but I could not do that. Oh, yes, you can. It is not as hard as you think. It's all fixable. It's all fixed. And if you totally make a total mess, we have Make Off Remover wipes. Take a red off, try again. It's all about practice. And it's really also about courage. More than skill is courage. If you take a hold of that thing and say, I can do this. And if it turns out terrible, wipe it off, do it again. I can do this. Seriously. Courage will take you further than skill. That's true of a lot of things. That's true of singing. That's true of makeup. Just do it, because makeup is art. It's art. And so, sometimes art, have you ever looked at art and went, oh, that's kind of funky looking, but it's art. And people will say, oh, that's worth $40,000. You might not even think it's that pretty. Somebody does. It wouldn't be worth $40,000. So it's kind of like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Just because you think it doesn't look pretty doesn't mean that somebody else won't. If it's art, it's kind of in the eye of the beholder, It can be pretty, you just don't think it is. All right, so first I'm going to do basic, simple stuff. One Night Stand 26 right here. And if it really is like, oh no, nobody would think this is pretty, take it off and try it again. It's all about practicing. Just like when you learn to ride a bike. Do you even remember learning to ride a bike? What about learning to drive a car? Do you remember learning to drive a car? I remember learning to drive a stick shift car. That was not the first car I learned to drive. The first car I learned to drive was an automatic. And then my parents said, we got a little car, a little used car for you to use to take yourself back and forth to high school. And when you are out of high school and you get your own job, you can buy your own car. But in the meantime, this will be your car to use. Well, I had no choice. And actually, I wasn't that picky. I didn't care. I didn't care what the car was. I didn't care what color it was. I was like, I'm getting a car to drive. I didn't care. I didn't care. But it was a stick shift. I'd never driven a stick shift and I was scared. I'm not mechanical. Especially at 16, 17, whatever. I think I was 16. No, Mom, I don't know how to do this. She's like, it's easy. You can learn. Yeah, it wasn't that easy to learn. I wasn't that good at it. She took me down a back road, where there's no traffic in our neighborhood, and told me what to do verbally. I think she probably showed me too how to use the clutch, release the clutch, change the gears. I didn't get past first gear. You know why I didn't get past first gear? Because I kept stalling the car. I stalled it, and I stalled it, and I stalled it, and I stalled it. Oh my word, I don't think I traveled a block. I'm like, Mom, I can't do this. I can't do this. She's like, you can do it. You just got to keep trying it. Mom, I can't do this. She goes, well, if you want a car to drive, you're going to learn to do it. And I'm like, ugh. I felt so defeated. I can't do this. I can't. I stall the car. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? She says, you are not hitting the gas soon enough. You're not hitting the gas soon enough. You're letting the clutch out too far before you hit the gas. Then I would hit the gas too soon. And then it's going, it's not going anywhere. I'm like, Mom, she says, it's just a touch. It's just a touch, and you will get the touch. You will get the feel for it. You will get the touch for it. You've just got to mess it up long enough until you get the sweet spot. You just got to keep doing it. And I'm like, but I'm so terrible. She goes, I know, but just keep doing it. So she would take me down the road again. And we're going to try it again today. I would stall. And one day, I got to second gear. I didn't stall. Of course, half the deal, I'm jerking the car. The car is jumping everywhere. I'm like, Mom, I am no good at this. She says, it's just because you're not mechanical and you haven't done it. Just keep doing it. She would take me and let me drive this stick shift car until I actually got good at it. I got good at it. Then I was driving that car to school. I drove the car to church. I would, go to youth group. I would take my brother and sister to church. She'd say, oh, go to the grocery store and get this. I was driving that car everywhere. I got so good at that thing that I could downshift without hitting the brake. You put the clutch in, you downshift. I was good. Boy, you never would have guessed it. You never would have guessed I'd have got good. I mean, me and that car, we were one. I never stalled it again. It was smooth. And I'm not mechanical at all. I am not girly. I'm frilly dresses, not cars. To me, a car is a necessary appliance. I gotta have it to get somewhere. I like it. I'm kind of scared of it. But I got good at it. Why? Because I kept doing it, and I had to. Because I kept doing it. I am going to now do La Vida Mocha 27, which I hardly have any in there, but it's a little bit in there. That's all I need. I'm also going to do Cream Boat What time I got over there? Okay, I don't want it to get late. I don't want to miss my Zoom calls. Not till 9, though. Where did my brush go? Oh, here it is. Brush 20. Brush 20. And more Creamboat right here. So, I was not at all naturally inclined to do anything mechanical, including driving a stick shift car. Not naturally inclined at all. But I got good. I got good at it. Why? Because I kept doing it. And every time I did it, I would catch the little spot of when it was time to change gears. I got to where I could hear the motor. And when it got to that spot, oh, time to change gears, I got it because I kept doing it. This is no different. So even if you say, I have never put makeup on in my life, I am no good at that, same thing. It's the same thing. Yep, you're right. You're no good at it because you've never done it. But you can learn. You just practice. Slap it on there. Let it look terrible. Nobody gonna see it. No, I was down the back roads driving that car. Nobody saw me but Mom. At least I don't think anybody saw me. There was never any traffic. She wouldn't let me drive by traffic. Learning how to drive that car. Nobody knew. But I stumbled and tripped my way to learning to drive a stick shift when I was 16. Now, I'm good. I'm good at it. Why? Because I just did it. I just threw myself into that car and said, I'm going to learn to drive this car because it's the only car I got. Back to that again. Brush number 10. Done the same thing with makeup. I didn't know that much about makeup. I liked makeup. I liked it. I liked it a lot better than the car. Liked having the car. Always was kind of, I've always been scared of motors. They're noisy. When I was a kid, I was sure one day a car was just going to explode and we were all going to die. It's because I was scared of, they were so loud. If the car acted up when I was a kid, did something funny, smoked, jumped, made a funny noise, I had my hand on the door handle ready to jump out. I was scared of cars. Scared of motors. So I kind of always had this fear that the car is out to kill me. Always did. But I mastered it in spite of the fact that I was no good at it, not inclined to it, no desire to really learn to stick shift. No desire. I'm like, this is a lot of extra work. What do I want to do this for when I can just hit the pedal on an automatic? Who wants this extra work? Some people think it's fun. My mom is mechanical. She's like, it's fun to drive a stick shift. I'm like, this is a lot of work, Mom. It's a lot of work. Why do I want to do this extra work? This is not fun. Well, she thinks it's fun. But seriously, learning to do this is not any different than learning to drive a stick shift or anything else, learning to cook, learning to ride a bike, learning to walk when you're a kid, although you probably don't remember that. When you were a baby, look at any baby, it doesn't have to be, you're not going to remember you being a baby. But if you had a child or a niece or a nephew or anybody around a baby learning to walk, if they walked the first time and fell down, did they say, well, forget that, I can't walk. I'm not even going to try. No, they don't do that. They're like, everybody's walking. Everybody's walking and I'm going to walk. Even if you have to coax them and you have to teach. But once they get the idea that, hey, wait a minute, I can do this. They might not be able to be very good at it at first. At all. Or they look like a drunk person walking, a baby. They don't know how to walk. They're not really walking on their feet, right? They're walking like either on their tippy toes or the side of their feet. And they can't walk a straight line. They probably can't keep their balance because they've never done it. But then look how good they get at it. And once they learn to walk, that's it. That's I'm walking now. They're walking. This is the same thing. Learning to do makeup. If you think you want to be a beauty guide and do what I do, or even just wear the makeup and be a customer, but you think I could never do that, I'm not that good at that, neither was I. Neither was anybody else you ever see. I don't care how good they are now. They weren't good when they were born. This is all learned skill. All learned. You just got to try it. You just got to practice. You just got to stick your foot on the clutch and the gas pedal and mess it all up. And then do it again. Then do it again. Then do it again. And once you've practiced it a little bit, you're going to be good. If I can learn to drive a stick shift when I am as unmechanical as you can get, and not only learn to drive the stick shift, I was good at it. I didn't just barely learn. I didn't just jump and keep stalling the car. I got good at the stick shift. Why? Because I kept doing it. If I can do that, you can do this. You can learn how to do makeup. You can learn either just to wear it for yourself, or if you want to be a beauty guide and say, if I just knew how to do makeup, I would love to do that. You just have to practice. Just like anything else you ever learned, practice. And you will be able to do it. So I am going to do our brand new and limited edition new Duo pencil. This one is called 21. This is a shimmery charcoal, and this end is called Champagne. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. So this is not quite as dark as black. It's like a soft black because it's charcoal. So I am going to put this all on the top. And this is something else. If you say, I'm no good at eyeliner, put it on. If you mess it up, get your concealer and fix it. I have watched professional makeup artists on Facebook. Look at the difference in how I look like I have eyelashes there now. I've watched professional makeup artists, people that have been trained, people that are licensed, people that have done this for years. I've watched them put their makeup on. And I've watched them go, oops, I messed that up. I'm like, well, I can do that. I can do it and say, oops, I messed it up. And then they get out the concealer or they get their makeup remover wipe and they say, oh, well, let me just take that off and do it again. Or they say, let me get the concealer and fix it. And I'm like, seriously, I can mess it up and fix it too. If they are professionals, trained, experienced, doing makeup all the time, and they still mess it up, they do. Why? Because we're just not that perfect. Your hand slips. The product slips. Something happens. Your skin folds. You know, we're working on imperfect canvases here. But it can all be fixed. It's not like the world comes to an end because you messed up. Boy, that's a pretty color. So pretty. If you want this one, you've got to get it in the collection that comes with the bag. Where's my bag? The 21 collection. Look at this bag with the sequins. There's a mesh cover on this bag that all these sequins are trapped in here. It's like Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's! This is like a designer bag. And it comes with this bag, this double-ended, limited edition. Once these are sold out, this isn't coming back. And a miniature waterproof black mascara. That's like our Happy New Year's collection for 2021. I am hoping for a Happy New Year. Aren't we all? Okay, so we're going to do that. Then we're going to do... Let me go ahead and do my mascara. Then I'll have the basic makeup done here, and then I'm going to do my little Christmas tree. Only it's going to be a different Christmas tree. So I'm going to do the One Step Black Fiber Mascara. Comes in black and brown, the Fiber Mascara. This is just a travel size, by the way. This is not the full size. But you can get the full size. We also have a collection, a holiday collection. It is on sale starting today through the 28th, or while they last. They may sell out before the 28th. That you can get a miniature black mascara like this, a miniature black eyeliner pencil, smudge-proof and waterproof, a miniature enduring lip color. Those are the liquid lip colors that dry to a matte and last 4 to 6 hours on your lips. And a miniature gloss. There are 2 color collections to pick from, because one of them is sold out. There were 3, but one of them sold out. So you have one that's cherry pie red, and another one that's called moon pie. Moon pie is this color here. So it's not the bright red. It's kind of a brownish mauve. More brownish than mauve, that one is, but it's real pretty. It's more of a muted color. And then Cherry Pie, and this is the mini. This is the size you would get. That's Cherry Pie. And then they each come with kind of a coordinating lip gloss and this travel size black mascara and the travel size black eyeliner pencil. So you get 4 products. It's called the Lollipop Littles. It's called Lollipop because it's the Wizard of Oz collection. And you know, in the Wizard of Oz, we are the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Okay, that's why it's called Lollipop, because it's that part of the Wizard of Oz. There are 2 of those left, and all except 2 things of our holiday collection is on sale. The Ricky mirrors are still the same price, and the Little Life Little Girls collection is the same price, because that one is going to stay permanently in the line, so they aren't reducing the price of that one. But everything else that is a holiday collection is discounted, and discounted a lot. And if you want to know what that is, they're in my stories. If you go look at my stories right now, it lists everything that's on sale. And we also have a lip collection that is also on sale. It's $28 for 2 lip products. Saves you up to $12. So you can pick either a lip gloss or a lip liner. Pick one of those. And then either a regular lipstick or an enduring lip color. So you pick one from this hand and one from that hand. You get that collection of 2. When I receive my package. Oh, okay, I will. I didn't get any packages today. But I will. I will let you know. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Give me something else to look forward to. Okay, so now I have our regular makeup done. So now let the fun begin. Let the fun begin. Let me see if I have some sort of color. Uh-oh. Drop in my lipstick. Hold on. I don't want the cat to pick that up and carry it off and say, oh good, new toy. New toy lipstick. She's done that with a couple of my necklaces. I'm like, where'd my necklace go? Oh, the cat took it. Well, let's see. What do I want to use here? Maybe I should use the Lime Life Green. Let me try the Lime Life Green and the Lime Life. Let's see. What other color do I want to use? So I am going to do a Florida Christmas tree. Do you know what a Florida Christmas tree is? Let's try this right here. Let me see. Let's try this little brush right here. This is brush 15. I gotta make sure. Let's start with the top first, because if I don't, I might not have, I don't want to run out of room on my face. So let's do, I think I'm gonna try the I've Always Loved You. Let's try that. I'm concerned that's gonna be too dark, but let's try it. Okay, so let's see. Well, let me see it on my hand. Alright, let's try. It's a little brownish of a green. How about this? That one is not going to show up. Okay, let's put this on, then we're going to put the other on top of it. This one isn't going to be dark enough, but I'm going to start with that. Maybe I should use the other green. I know you can't see that very well. That's okay. Now, I don't have a picture for this. I'm winging this. This is in my head. I am sure somebody somewhere has done this already, but I don't have a picture of it, though. So I'm going to start with this light color. So, here we go. I'm just shading. I'm just doing this to shade right now. So I kind of have this green color on here. I wonder if I need, yeah, I think I need another one. Yeah, I need another one. My skin is so loose right here. I don't know how well this is going to work. Maybe I should have done it lower. This will just be a little bit of a messy tree. That's okay. So have you been to Florida? And specifically, have you been to South Florida? I'm in Southwest Florida. Basically, that means not the Miami side of the state. That's Southeast Florida. I'm about 3 to 3.5 hours from Miami. I'm on the other side of the state. I am a couple hours south, or 2.5 hours really, south of Tampa, if you know where that is, which is in the middle of the state. But we have these trees only in South Florida. They are not in Central Florida or North Florida because it is actually too cold for them there. They will freeze and die. So if you want to see this kind of tree in Florida, you have to come South Florida. They will not grow pretty much above where I'm at. They'll die. Now we get freezes here too sometimes, but it's rare. But if you go even a couple hours north of from where I'm at, it can be 10 degrees colder up there. Oh, this isn't too shabby here. For guessing and shading and for having no pattern. I'm not following anything. This is your good old Florida tree. South Florida tree. So if you go to Central or North Florida and think you're going to see these trees, you will not. They are not there. I will tell you though, for me personally, I prefer a good old oak tree. I love oak trees, and they grow here too, by the way. They give so much shade, these, no shade. They're worthless. They're worthless trees. But because they grow here, people think we should have them here, I guess. Do I want that color? No. I want the dark one. Let's try the dark one. Yep, we're going to do this dark green. Okay, this is a green from the... This is the James Charles palette. This is this green. It's like a true green, which is not really the color these are, but we're going to go with it anyway, because this is going to show up on here. So what I am doing here is your good old palm tree. Is what I'm drawing. Palm trees do not grow north of Tampa. May not even grow to Tampa. And do you know there are all kinds of palm trees? The one that's down here the most, that you see the most of, is a royal palm. Personally, they are not my favorite. They're pretty when they first plant them, because they're not very tall. But royal palm trees grow really big and like 20 feet tall. And so what happens is, after many years of them growing, the pretty part of the tree is so high up that you don't see it. And what you see looks like a concrete pole. The trunk. If you really want a pretty palm tree, you want something called a princess palm. Princess palm is hardly ever heard of, but it looks just like a royal palm, only it's smaller. Doesn't grow, it grows maybe 8 feet tall, but it doesn't grow 30 feet tall. So you can easily see the branches. They're a lot prettier and they're a lot smaller, and the trunks aren't as big around, so they don't just look like concrete poles. Thomas Edison actually had his winter home. This looks like two green birds. Thomas Edison had his winter home in the town I live in. Thomas Edison, the perfecter of the light bulb. He didn't invent the light bulb, by the way. He perfected it. Somebody else actually invented it. I don't remember who now. But he perfected the light bulb. And he has a winter home and museum here now that you can still come here and go. You can still, okay, that's not bad. You can still come and tour it. he moved here in the late 1800s and was here through the early 1900s, till like the 1920s or 30s maybe. But this was just his winter home. He still had his home up north. Down the street that he lived on, he decided there should be royal palm trees planted there. So he started this initiative to have royal palm trees planted down that street, and they are still there to this day. So they're neat to go down and look at, but like I said, they aren't my favorite palm tree. But I guess they were his. He loved plants, Edison did. Did you know, now this blows my mind, because I've been to the Edison home several times here. In his like little laboratory, or his little office of his laboratory, there are light bulbs in there that burn. They have them on. They burn day and night, 24 hours a day. They never turn them off, and they're actual ones he invented. Actual bulbs that Edison invented in the early 1900s. Still burn. They are not burned out. They are on all. Now, they're not bright. They're like 20 watts or something. They're not bright. Think about that a minute. The light bulbs that he invented, some of the actual ones, are not burned out. It's been about 100 years. You know what that means? We're being scammed. That's what it means. All the light bulbs you buy in the store, they burn out. Why do they burn out? When Edison's light bulbs don't. Because if you had the light bulbs he actually invented, I've seen them myself. They're still there. They're the old kind that the bulb doesn't curve in quite as much. It's more of it curves a little, but it doesn't curve way in like that. It's more of a shape like that, and they're about that big. And they aren't the frosty looking bulbs. They're clear, and you can see the funny little looking filament in it. It's that kind of bulb. You couldn't buy bulbs like that. You know why? Because then you wouldn't have to buy anymore. If you had light bulbs that stayed burning for 100 years, you would never have to buy any. So I think the lovely companies that made light bulbs said, oh, we can't have those. We can't have light bulbs that never burn out. People would never have to buy anymore. But from the very beginning, Edison created light bulbs that never burn out. And they are still there, burning in his little study. Day and night, 24 hours a day, around every year round. That amazes me. And it also is kind of aggravating, because that means they're just doing that. It kind of looks like green bats now. But they're just doing that so you have to buy them. You have to buy them because they burn out. But he did not create bulbs that burn out. I just think that's amazing. What time I have over there? 7:50. Okay, we're good. All right, so let's still do this little brush. I'm going to use high quality because royal palm trees, now there's different kinds. There's coconut palms too. But most palm trees, let's see, do I want to curve it this way? Yeah. They're not really brown. They're gray. So this now the thing is, I have to turn this into a Christmas tree. So this could be a coconut palm, a royal palm, I don't know. It could be whatever you want. Maybe it's a princess palm. Well, let's fill in my trunk here. But the trunks of palm trees, they're not brown. The coconut palm is a little closer to brown. Kind of a grayish brown. The royal palm trees are gray. The trunks, they're almost like white. They're a whitish gray. That's not bad. Okay, so let's take I don't know if I want to do... No, let's don't do that. Let's do this. Let's take Ready, Jet, Set, Go number 31. Yep, there we go. It's a little darker. Charcoal. It's going to be my outline. That is this color here. That one. And it has some shimmer, but it doesn't matter for this. That's a little better. So now the thing is, I got to make this Christmas. I'm calling this a Florida Christmas tree because people who have these in the yard, yep, they go out there and put Christmas tree lights on them. They sure do. Why? Because that's what they have in the yard. It's what they have in the yard. They have that in their yard, they'll go wrap Christmas lights around them. I don't know that that's all that pretty, but it's a little, well, it's the blurred look. Ugh, I'm kind of messing it up here. So let's take my concealer. This has concealer too on it. Well, it had some on it. I don't have very much on it anymore. Concealer 2. It's a little too splotchy. Okay, I think I'm going to take my green James Charles color and I'm going to put some grass down here. Otherwise, my tree is just floating in space here. Oh, that's not too shabby right there. Just like grass. It looks like artwork grass. Now, I still think it looks like green bats. Alright, let's make it look like Christmas. So let's take, maybe I'm going to take my eyeliner pen. Is that what I want to use? No. Do I? I'm not too sure what I want to use. I'm afraid that's not going to show up. Dark on dark. How about we take Concealer 0, which is not in there, and let's take, I still want to use this little brush. Still use the same little brush, Concealer 0. Exactly what I'm going to do right there. That's going to be a string of lights right there. Doesn't want to draw on there though. Doesn't want to go on top. There. There we go. There we go. Okay, so then I got to figure out exactly what do I want to do. All right, I'm thinking here. I'm thinking. I think I want to do like red and white lights. So let's take Concealer 0. Those are lights. Trust me, they're lights. That one doesn't show up very well. Okay, so then what I have seen done is this. They like line the palm frond with Christmas lights. Hi, how are you? I am doing a Florida Christmas tree called a palm tree with Christmas lights on it. Yes, we do this here. So you have a palm tree out in your yard. Thank you. Doesn't look like green bats. That looks like green bats. If you have a palm tree out in the yard, you slap some Christmas lights on it. Yes, we do. No, we don't usually put these in the house, but outdoors, yes. Though these are supposed to be like little Christmas lights. They're white ones. That light kind of got away from me. kind of had a little mind of its own. Let's see if I can fix that. Don't really have a little brush. Let's use this little brush. I just need to fix that little spot. There. That's better. Thank you. Alright, the problem is my skin moves here. That's better. Looks like white lights kind of, right? Sort of. Just concealer. Alright, let's see what we're going to do here. Couple up here too, maybe. Florida Christmas tree. Alright, now... Ooh, maybe I should use this. I was going to use the lipstick, but maybe I'm going to use the lip liner. And draw red. Oh, you know what? I don't know if that's going to work on there or not. Let's see. Let's try the lipstick. Cherry pie. Let's try cherry pie. I don't know if it shows up as well as the white. Oh, kinda. I think the white shows up better. Let's do all white on the top. Because I think if I mix... Uh-oh. Oh no, that's what I'm doing. If I mix the red up here with the green, I'm going to get brown. Because you know red and green make brown. Let's stick with the white lights on top. Come on. Come on, come on. I'm probably not going to do a whole lot more. Or it's just going to look a little silly. Then I think I'm going to take and add a little white dot. Maybe a little white dot to the red. If that's helping or not. There we are. Florida Christmas tree. I think I might take my little brush. Let me take the concealer off. Go back to my green and go down a little bit more. Just droop it a little bit more. Just a little bit. A little bit more. Look like a palm tree? Well, it was fun anyway. Oh, I like it with the... Let's make my palm fronds a little bigger, maybe. Just a little bit longer. At least those bottom ones. A little bit more like a palm. Happy Florida Christmas. Happy South Florida Christmas. Southwest Florida. These do not grow in Central and North Florida. It's too cold for them. Only grows in South Florida. You can see it better. I think you can see it better. You gotta be careful or it's gonna start looking like a weeping willow. And I don't know that we had those here. Okay, so now let's do our lips and we're done. First, let us do finishing spray, definitely for this. If I have any left in this bottle. Come on, baby. There we go. Almost time to go to my next bottle. Not quite, not quite. Still got some in there, we're using it. Does it look like Christmas lights? I hope so. Best I can do. Now, let us do number 7 Cabernet. What time is it over there anyway? Oh, I'm doing real good. I got till 9 o'clock. Cabernet lip liner. I love to use this with cherry pie because it tones it down just a tiny bit for me. Not quite so bright. Looks a little better on me that way. My mouth's wet over here, it won't draw. How to dry your mouth or it won't draw on it. Okay. So if you would like to know how to get any of the products you've seen or any others that you might want, let me know. I will give you the link of how you can get anything you see. And I will have you answer any questions. And if you want to be a beauty guide and do what I do, do not lie to yourself and say you can't do it. Because you can. I am not like some extra skilled person at this. I'm a regular person just like you. I can learn it, you can learn it. It's all trainable. You get free training too, by the way. Online. Don't even have to go anywhere. Free training, learn it yourself. And you are not abandoned and said, here, good luck, bye. You have an entire support system here. Like more than you can imagine. You love that liner. It's my favorite. And this is Cherry Pie. Now we have, if you want to match Cherry Pie Exact, we have that. But I like to darken this to give it some dimension and to tone it down a little on me. Just blend. It's so pretty together. Cherry Pie. Prettiest red lipstick I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I'm so ready for Christmas with this lipstick. Oh! Got to have this for Christmas. Prettiest Christmas red. Dries to a matte, lasts 4 to 6 hours. Oh, gosh, look at that. So pretty. All right, I'm going to go. I hope you all have a good night. I'm going to go a little bit later. I do have a Zoom call at 9, but I'm going to try to work in between. I got to go make some cookies. So I'm going to go make cookies if you want to watch. And you have a good night. Happy Florida Christmas tree. And red lipstick. Go be amazing. Bye.